Today we will learn how to create our account on MongoDB. So let's start by making an account inside the MongoDB. So it's very easy. I'm creating an account here. Just put your email, name, last name, and some phone number and sign up. After making the verification, we can continue. Here we have some simple questions. I will choose the build a new application. I will put gaming application here, and I will choose JavaScript here, but whatever. Here we are using the shared free plan, so create account here. With the shared, we have one single share cluster to use for free. I will not mess up with that here. In my case, I'm in South America, São Paulo, and just verify that it's free here and create a cluster. Here we need to create a username and password, so for us to use the database. And just create your username and password. Don't forget this, because this could be useful in the future for accessing the database. Let's use the my local environment for now. Here we need to pass an IP address to this list, so MongoDB can know that our PC can access this database. Here I will use the 000 as the IP address. This is a general IP address. Anyone in the world can access this application, but when we put the application in the production, we can add this here and remove this in the IP address you want to access this, probably from the R7, so from Heroku, for example. So now I add this and anyone can have access, and this can be changed in the future, so don't worry. And finish and close. Here we need to connect to a cluster. Here in the MongoDB, the project is called cluster 0 for everybody. I think we can change it in the future, but I don't care. And we need to connect. This is very simple. Just use this connect button. Here we need to use the connect application, and it generates for us a string. That string we can use inside our project. I've made some changes here in the project. I add a .gitignore file. So create a file here called .gitignore. Inside this gitignore have some information. I will put this information, a link for this file in the description of the video. So just take the file and copy and paste here in your project. This is for when you deploy this project in the GitHub. All these files that are listed inside here will not get to the GitHub, so your project will be much lighter. After that, we need to create a .env. We already installed the package necessary to manage this. Here we can create some variables that will be secure and will not be inside the GitHub. DB user. And DB password. So as we have a an account inside the MongoDB, now we can create a connection inside here to the database using that link. So for that we can connect. The first thing we need to do is extract these variables that inside the .env. So let's call this db user. This is in the process.env.db user. So as you can see, we already used this here inside the port. So this is very useful, but of course in our case we don't have a port because this is inside the server itself. In the case, in our case, in the Heroku, when we deploy this, the other was the b password. This is process, so anybody can know our password when looking the project inside the GitHub. Now we need to connect with the MongoDB. Remember that we are doing this using the mongoose. So create a mongoose variable constant here. Require mongoose. Now we can connect to our database using the mongoose. So mongoose.connect. And inside here we can pass the URL that we copy from the MongoDB database page. We use this symbol here that use the shift and the paste here. Now we can paste this inside our project, and using this I don't know the name, we can change it here. So we can change from this and pass db user, and in here we change it to db password. And a little thing that we need to know here, we can create our database name here. So I can put my database name here. So I put it in the called menu. I will call my database menu backend. You can choose any name you want here. This is already set up for us, just so when we connect to the database, it will automatically generate a database called menu backend. In my case, of course, we need to create a callback here, and now we can use this app.listen to the server here. So this is a promise. Mongoose.connect is a promise. So as a promise, it can be good or can be bad response. So if the response is good, it will enter here and finally listen to the server. But if it's a bad request and we cannot connect to the server, we use the catch. We create a error variable here, and we can console it to know the kind of error we had. Now let's try to run the application, see what happens. Remember that we are using I'm using the git bash. So give the nodemon index.js. I forgot to call the .env here. We need to call the .env file. So require .env dot config, and now we are listening in the port, and the server is listening in the port 3000 as before. Congratulations, you successfully connect to the MongoDB database on the cloud, so we can use it after we deploy our now in localhost, and then when we deploy our application to the Heroku server. So this is it for now. If you like the video, please subscribe, become my Patreon. I have a link in the description when you can find all the files of the project. You'll find a link to my Discord, and we can talk about how to solve some problems, how to get it better, and other problems involving backend and Unity. So see you later. Cheers.